To kick things off, I want to take a second to announce a very special game jam that's coming up in just a few days. And a big thank you to Genies for sponsoring this video. The X-Place and Unity have teamed up to host the Summer Game Jam. And I've never seen a game jam quite like this one before, because this one is going above and beyond to help participants as much as possible. Genies will provide an avatar starter pack you can nab for the jam. Link is down below. There will be seasoned veterans available to mentor you with any of these skills. And there will also be a keynote presentation each day of the jam. The minimum team size is 3 people, but finding a team will be easy with scheduled coffee chats and speed networking sessions to help you meet people. The Summer Game Jam will start on June 13th at noon Pacific time. I will post all the info you need to know down below in the description. This starts really soon, so go sign up if you want to make a game in a week. If you've been working on a game for a long time, it is not uncommon to start feeling like your game sucks, or you can't tell if it's fun anymore, or like you just plain hate it. I've been experiencing this feeling more and more while working on my game over the last couple of months, and we need to talk about this because this is a really critical stage in the development of your game where it's really easy to quit. And I know to those of you who are new to game development, this might come as a surprise, or it might seem like I'm being negative, but we need to be realistic about this. So let's talk about why this can happen. And by the way, this isn't even just for games. This is for any creative venture that takes a lot of time and ends up having a lot of challenges to overcome. George Lucas got depressed when he was working on the Star Wars films because he thought they weren't any good and he didn't think people would like them. As a gaming example, Eric Barone, the creator of Stardew Valley, when he was working on that game, said that he got severely depressed and he could not even tell if it was fun. This is extremely common for artists, and if you were a game developer, even if you're the programmer, then you are still an artist. This can happen because when you're too close to something, you lose perspective on it. You might be seeing things a little bit too negatively, where a player might play your game and enjoy themselves, and as far as they can tell, everything's working well, but you know that under the hood it's all held together with tape and glue, and you're worried that it's going to fall apart. Or it's also possible that you might see things a little bit too positively, where certain aspects of your game really need work and you don't realize it. Or you've only playtested your game with one playstyle, your playstyle, and so maybe it's not as well-rounded as it could be. And because you've sunk so much time and energy into this project, you can't see it for what it is. You've played every level 1,000 times. You know how to solve every puzzle. You know every enemy and boss's weakness. You know where every single power-up is located. It's just not possible for you to be 100% objective about your game. It's not possible. And I do think that as artists, we tend to view our work very critically, so I think it's a bit more common for you to fall on the more negative side of things, where you think your game is actually a piece of garbage, even though other people could pick up a controller and have a really great time playing it. Games don't feel fun after you've played them 1,000 times. So take that, but add on top of it that all the magic is ruined because you're the one who made it, so you know how everything works. So it's not really an immersive experience for you either. Game dev always feels like magic in the beginning, but if you've been working on the same project for long enough, it can stop feeling like magic. It can stop feeling like you're the coolest person you know because you know how to make games. And instead, it can just turn into this grind feeling, where it's just nothing but an endless mountain of work. And even if you enjoy grinding certain elements of game dev, if you grind a task for too long, it starts feeling like it's not an enjoyable task anymore. And so you can see where this is going, right? It can go really negative very quickly. And again, the point of this video is not to be negative. It's to start a conversation about something real that a lot of developers will have to face during the course of developing their game. It will at times feel like a grind and like you're not enjoying yourself. It will at times feel like your game is not any good. It will at times feel like you should just quit and move on to something else. So, what can we do? And I can only tell you what I've learned from my own personal experience. The first thing that we can do, even if it's just mentally, is making sure that we're on track to reaching our goal. That could be learning, that could be having fun, it could be releasing a hit that makes you and your family a comfortable living. Your goal is your goal, and goals can change over time. It is within the realm of possibility that you took on a project that is too ambitious for you, or it's not right for you anymore. We don't want to get stuck in what's called the sunk cost fallacy, where you continue to invest and work on a project even when it's no longer rational to do so. And you continue doing it just because you've already put so much effort effort into that project to begin with. Sometimes the wise and rational course of action is to quit and start a different project. It depends on you, your progress, your goals, your current life situation. You are the only person who can decide if that is the right course of action for you. But for a lot of you, that's not going to be the case, and you're just going to keep on trucking with your current game. So if that's you, then what can we do if we're starting to feel like we hate our own game? I want to be careful with what I say here because there is no one universal answer that's going to help every single one of you with this problem. So here's what I'll say. You need to take an honest, harsh look at your development process and see if either you need something that you're not giving yourself, or you need to do something that you are avoiding doing. Let me explain. Something that you might need that you're not giving to yourself is time off from working on your game. Burnout is a real thing and it is a destroyer of video games, and you need to protect yourself from that. Now here's the thing, if you decide to give yourself time off from your game, you have to allow yourself to enjoy that time off. If you are taking time off, but mentally you're guilting yourself and berating yourself for taking time off, then it is a complete waste of time. You will not come back refreshed and ready to go. You're going to come back just stressed and more behind than you were before. On a more practical level, something you might need you're not giving yourself is some help, even if it's from an asset rather than a person. Here's why this can help you, and yes, it'll save you time and they're fairly inexpensive, blah, blah, blah. You know all of that already. But it's also going to help you when you buy an asset that assists you in an area that you are weak in. Let's say that you struggle with making nice particle systems. Should you learn how to make particle systems? Yes, probably. Over time, you should. My point is, though, if you are constantly working and focusing on areas that you are really weak at, it makes you feel like crap. That's not unique to me. Every single person operates this way. If you do something that you are great at, you feel great. If you do something that you suck at, it's frustrating. I'm not saying avoid your weaknesses. I'm saying find a balance. You might need a motivator, and a motivator might be that you give yourself a break on making particle systems, for example. Having a mental status of I kick ass versus I really suck at this for a long period of time is huge. So if there's any way that you can enlist help to put you in a better state of mind, then do it. Maybe another thing you need is to inject some fun into your project. Maybe you've been grinding at some system that's pretty frustrating for several weeks. Maybe take a little break from that and work on something that you know is going to be fun to work on. For me, what's always fun is shaders, particles, and adding juice to combat in any way that I can. But whatever you find fun, you might need to take a break from something frustrating that you're trying to grind through and inject some fun into your project again by working on something that's more fun. And by the way, if you're enjoying the video, then thank you if you leave a like or a comment. Now, we also said that you might need to do something that you've been avoiding doing. Now, that could be planning out your project on paper or in software. It could be making a game design document. It might be redoing some art that you're really unhappy with. It might be experimenting with a feature that you're not sure is right for your game or not. But if you don't try, how are you supposed to know? Or you might just need to grind through some pain in the ass tasks that you really don't like doing, but you need to do them in order to tie your game together. So figure out if there's anything that you need that you're not giving yourself. Figure out if there's anything you've been avoiding that you need to do. It's also entirely possible that you might just need to put your head down and keep on grinding. Making a game is a roller coaster experience. It'll start to feel good again. Just give it some time. That's all I got. See you in the next one, guys. Bye.